I'm going to tell you exactly what I think Anthony Joshua should do next in his boxing career. I asked this question on Twitter, what do you think Anthony Joshua should do next? And I got a bunch of different responses, including a response of a very well-known actor that I disagree with, so you'll be able to see that as well. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Tony Jeffries. I'm an Olympic medalist boxer, former undefeated professional. This is actually my second YouTube channel where I do fight talk videos like this. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification. Also, if you subscribe to my other channel, my education channel, make sure you subscribe to this one as well. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to open Twitter, and here you can see I've done the tweet. I'm going to do a video on what I think Anthony Joshua should do next. But before I do, I would love to know what you think. This is the tweet that I put out the other day. And here are the responses. Personally, I would like to see him face the loser from Fury Wilder with Usyk facing the winner. But if he rematches Usyk, he's just got to jump on him or he will get another drawn beaten and work the body. Easier said than done with Usyk. So that's a fair enough comment. It really is. You think he should fight the loser of Wilder and Fury while Usyk fights the winner? That's a great shout, actually. All right, next one. Daft question, maybe. But daft question, maybe. So maybe it's daft question, maybe it's not daft. Anyway, but wouldn't AJ be high up on the mandatory challenger list for a world title with Fury or Deontay Wilder if he wins? As he's a former champion. I'm guessing not due to boxing politics, but this might be his chance to get the belts in if the rematch falls through. You know, that's a great question, and I'm actually not sure about that. Is he high up on the mandatory list? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know about that because, you know, not a bad shout. Put it on him early. Don't try and outbox the boxer. Now, I agree with this. And I said this in my post-fight video. You know, AJ tried to outbox the better boxer. Moving on from Kev Skylark. I've been saying this and I'll say it again. He will not beat Usyk in the rematch. I'm not sure what would happen in a Reyes trilogy. Ooh, a Reyes trilogy. Nah, I wouldn't want to see that. Would you want to see that? Would anyone want to see a rematch with Ruiz? I'm not confident enough he will beat Wilder, and there's no chance in hell he beats Fury. He's not the guy Eddie wants him to be. It's just reality. What's the guy that Eddie wants him to be? Yeah, he wants him to win. I get it. That's just common sense. And what, I don't know, can you tell us what else is the guy that Eddie wants him to be apart from undefeated, which Eddie wants every single one of his fighters to be? Because Eddie Hearn is the promoter. The promoter gets paid when his fighters are successful. So I don't get what you're saying here. What is the guy that Eddie wants him to be? I'd love to know. All right, moving on. Let's have a look down here, see what else we got. Needs to find a trainer that will embrace his courage and strengths and not yell, well done, for taking loads of punches. So you think you need to find a new trainer in Rob McCracken? You know, this is what happens with fighters. They'll fight and they'll do really well, and then Rob McCracken is the best trainer in the world. I think he won the reward for best trainer in the world. But then when AJ loses a fight, straight away everyone jumps on the trainer. He needs to change trainer. He needs to find a new training camp. Well, for his other, 32 fights, he's been fine. Everyone's said Rob McCracken is the man. So now all of a sudden, it's the trainer's fault? I disagree with that one. Okay, call. Rematch Usyk first. Then if he gets beat, start fighting domestic level unless Hearn can show him that he's going to get the Fury fight. Now, this is an interesting one. Rematch again, then fighting on domestic level. I believe that if Anthony Joshua does fight Usyk again and gets beat again, I'm going to give you my predictions and what I think he should do next at the end of this video. But if that does happen, I think then, you know, there's some different options out there. But for him to go back down to domestic level and fighting the likes of maybe Derek Chisora or even someone like John Joe Joyce who's coming up, I don't see the point in that, because if he's fighting them guys, obviously the paydays are not going to be the same. He's already a multi-millionaire. I don't see the reward over the risk in fighting domestic level fighters right now. I would love to know your thoughts on that. Okay, now the celebrity who tweeted me was Omar Benson Miller, who you might have seen in things like The 8 Mile, Ballers, Homefront. He's been in all sorts of movies, and I've actually been on his podcast twice talking about boxing. The last time I was on there was a couple of weeks ago, where we had some big disagreements as well on the Jake Paul situation. So he said, either get a new trainer and commit to your fighting strengths or retire. All right, so get a new trainer. I've just addressed that. His trainer was fine up until this point. Yes, he had that loss against Andy Ruiz, which he come back and outboxed the nose off him. So yeah, and then his trainer was great, the best trainer ever. But now, get another trainer that commits to your strengths. Now with this, I kind of know what you're saying with committing to your strengths. Meaning, go forward and put the pressure on, even though that's kind of not his strengths in boxing, I would say, because he's a box fighter, so he can go forward and backwards. But I get what you're saying with the Usyk. He should have probably went forward and put the pressure on. Now, the other thing you said, Omar, is or retire. Ooh, mate. Okay, so you're talking about retirement. Let me just pull up his his record. Anthony Joshua has had 26 fights. He's lost 2 fights. He's won 24. He's knocked out 22 out of 24 fights. The guy he lost to, Andy Ruiz, the first time, he come back and boxed the nose off him, boxed out of his skin. And again, everyone was saying his trainer was great. But he's 31 years old, which is not old at all for a heavyweight. It's kind of, mid-age. He's got loads of time left, but you're saying retire. Now, if you look at who Anthony Joshua's boxed, Pulev, Ruiz twice, Povetkin, world-class fighter, Joseph Parker, who was undefeated in 24 fights when he fought him, Carlos Takam, Vladimir Klitschko, Eric Molina, Dominic Brazil, who was 17-0, Charles Martin, who was undefeated in 24 fights, Dillian White, who was undefeated in 17 fights, Gary Cornish, who was undefeated in 21 fights. These are the guys he's fought, the caliber of boxers he's fought. Now he comes up against an Olympic champion, one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, who was too fast for him, who was too awkward for him, a southpaw as well, who I think will beat Tyson Fury. And now we seeing it's time to retire. Come on, Omar. We need to do another podcast about this, and we need to talk about this because retiring, 31-year-old, got beat on points off an Olympic champion in the heavyweight division. Come on, mate. Maybe you were a bit outraged when you wrote that tweet and you weren't thinking straight. But anyway, mate, yeah, let's talk about this when I get on your podcast again. Whew. That's that little rant over there for Omar, my mate. Okay, other things that people are saying. Usyk is all wrong for Joshua. Avoid Usyk, fight Wilder. And there's some other messages that I've seen. People saying he's a has-been, saying that he's been found out. He's been found out. Shut up. How's he been found out? He's been beat by the better fighter. And that's the thing with boxing fans. When someone gets beat off someone better than them, all of a sudden the person that got beat is rubbish and he was overrated. It was the same with Triple G when he lost to Canelo Alvarez. Everyone was like, he's overrated. He's been... No. Who else... could Anthony Joshua have fought other than Fury and Wilder, which, he tried to get that fight with Fury. He's been fighting anyone who's been put in front of him and beating them as well, beating them convincingly until recently. So anyway, moving on. I don't want to rant. I don't want to get angry. What do I think will be next for Anthony Joshua? And guys, I'm going to tell you right now. I just want you to see it. If you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up as well. It'll really help the channel. Or if you disagree with us, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Please let me know what you think about this and what you think is next for Joshua as well, because I would love to know their opinion from people on YouTube. Okay, so what do I think he should do next? I think he should go straight back in with the rematch with Usyk. Now, if he boxes like he did before, he's not going to win. If he tries to outbox the better boxer, he's not going to win. I think he's got to put the pressure on. And like someone said on the tweets, he's got to work that body. And he's also got to bully him. He's got to make this fight ugly and dirty and really get in there and use his weight as an advantage. Rather than getting as light as he can, you should put that weight back on and be heavy and strong and lean on Usyk. Get him tired. Work inside to the body. Work the head. Keep mixing up body, head. And really cut the ring down and get him where he wants him to be, and then go to town and look for that knockout. Yes, it's way easier said than done. And if anyone can do it in this division, it is Tyson Fury. If you think about Deontay Wilder, he's got to look for that big shot. He'll get outboxed off Usyk all day long unless he lands that big shot, which he's got, and it's a possibility if he fights Usyk. Also, Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury would struggle with bullying Usyk and really pushed him around because he's got that southpaw style. And, you know, he's a lot faster than Tyson Fury. So I think that will be a struggle for Fury. If anyone can do it, I think it is Anthony Joshua. But again, it's easier said than done. And then if Fury does go in there and he tries it and it doesn't work, which I'm afraid that's what I think would happen. I think he would try to bully him. But again, I just think Usyk's got that skill level where he will, you know, beat him and outbox him again and do even better this time because now he's got the boxing experience of being in with Joshua. So if Joshua does get beat, and then, you know, it's not retire like Omar said. Come on, Omar. But what it is he can then fight, like someone mentioned, the loser of Joshua and Wilder. Or even the winner of Joshua and Wilder, even though that'll be the fight that Usyk's looking for. Or Usyk might even try to, you know, get a few more fights, earn some more money before he goes in there with the top dogs, which is, you know, Wilder and Fury. So if he does lose this rematch, then he can box the winner or the loser of Wilder Fury. And that right there is a huge fight. Who wouldn't want to see Anthony Joshua fighting Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, no matter what happens in their next fight? Anyone want to see it? Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.